Mother of mercy.
Here's what Catholics aren't telling you about their Mary, whom they call the Queen of Heaven. Nobody who actually knew Mary called her or identified her as a queen. Now, Catholics like to say that they see her as being the queen because in the Davidic line of royalty, those who were the mother of the king were given the place of queen. But if this was such an easy connection to make and a very Jewish one, then how come the first century church that started off very Jewish, it was largely a Messianic Jewish congregation at its beginning, didn't ever make that connection? How come God never inspired any of the Jewish apostles to write down this idea that Mary was a queen of heaven? They would have understood that Jesus was the king, and so therefore Mary would have assumed the role as queen, even while she was still alive, but nobody refers to her that way. They conveniently leave this information out of different booklets like Beginning Apologetics, where they talk about Mary being the Queen of Heaven. And if you go to Catholic Answers, they'll show you that the title Queen of Heaven appears somewhere around the 4th century, and it's used more in prayer, not as a title. So how come this idea of Mary being the queen is found nowhere in the first few hundred years of Christianity? Catholics don't just call her the Queen of Heaven, they call her in the Litany of Loretto the Queen of Prophets, the Queen of Patriarchs, the Queen of Apostles, the Queen of Martyrs, confessors, virgin, all saints, the queen conceived without original sin. They are very keen on this idea of her being the queen. And they like to always refer to King Solomon and his mother being the queen, but they conveniently leave out 2 other queens in Israel over the kingdom of Judah, both of which we find in 1 Kings 15 and 2 Kings 11. These queen mothers of the kingdom of Judah were not positive figures. They were actually removed from their position as queen because of their idolatry and their corruption. And when we do find the title of Queen of Heaven in Jeremiah chapter 7 and 44, it's used of a pagan goddess. So no, Jesus is not going to reign in his kingdom with his queen mother. Jesus is going to rule and reign with his bride, who is the church. As Christians, we need to be in the word. We need to be studying it in context so we are not deceived. And the best way to do that is to know the Bible in chronological order. And that's why I created a book by book, high level overview summary through the entire Bible in the historical order the biblical events actually took place, with extra historical backgrounds, insights from a Jewish perspective like typology and prophecy, and so much more. It's not a course and it's not something you pay for. It's just a 1-hour summary where you and me go through the entire Bible. So if you want that, comment summary below and I'll send you the details.